Wishmaster 2 is rated R for violence, drug use, foul language, and sexual content. Wishmaster's going 1980s style with it. Wishmaster 2 takes place, well, I guess around the same time as the beginning of the first Wishmaster, since everything got reset at the end of that movie. And a group of thieves are robbing a museum when security shows up and a shootout commences, and one of the thieves grabs the fire opal. A couple of the thieves get killed, and all that leaves is Eric and his girlfriend Morgana. Now, I know you're saying to yourselves, Morgana's a pretty dumb name, and also isn't that the name of the duck sorceress in DuckTales? Well, I'm here to tell you that in DuckTales, that was Magica de Spell, you idiot. Morgana was the duck sorceress in Darkwing Duck. You absolute fool. Are you just embarrassed all the time? So Morgana gets shot, but the bullet gets stopped by the fire opal, and then her boyfriend Eric gets shot.
Get out of here!
Oh, she did already. Yeah. She didn't even look back. So Eric is dying when the djinn emerges from the fire opal. And of all the horror movie villains, the Wishmaster has the least dignified of all entrances. Like, he's just like a pile of goo, but with his complete intact face. He just looks so stupid. The djinn tries to get Eric to wish for eternal life, but Eric goes the exact opposite route and wishes that he'd never been born.
I've never been born.
I think Eric was going through some shit even before this heist. So the djinn reverses Eric's life and turns him all the way into a baby and then eventually into nothing. The police show up and they get the drop on the Wishmaster.
Freeze!
Did I hear you say freeze?
Yeah, you're goddamn right. I said freeze!
Done.
Now hold the F on here for a second. Now in the first Wishmaster, he was playing pretty fast and loose with the definition of what constitutes a wish, but most of them could technically work. But this doesn't work at all. This dude just said the word freeze and the djinn froze him? Like, if we're gonna go by the Wishmaster's weird-ass wish logic, then technically the cop wished for the djinn to freeze. Like, are there any rules at all? Like, let's say I just happen to bump into a djinn on the street and I say, oh shit, is that djinn gonna then turn me into a piece of shit? I think it's a little late for that. Good one, Jerry. The power dynamic around the office has not been the same since my Under Siege video. So the Wishmaster freezes the cop, basically just because he wanted to, and, whoa, easy buddy, swaying a little bit. I guess technically the cop didn't say freeze solid. Ken, seriously, just try holding your breath, buddy. Come on, Kent, we gotta make this scene look good. Gotta make it look good, buddy.
You needed to chill out.
Did the Wishmaster make any puns in the first one? I don't want to watch it again to find out, but I can't recall. So the Wishmaster then takes the form of Nathaniel Demarest, and the police arrest him. Morgana is at her apartment sad over the death of her boyfriend Eric. So here's where I get confused. Like, she's still mourning the death of Eric, which means that he was born and lived his life and died at the museum heist. So then that just begs the question, what did the genie do to him? Now, I've seen comments that say that the genie can't bend space and time like that, and he can interpret the wishes however he wants. But I call bullshit on that. Like in the first movie, when Alexandra wished that the dock worker had never been drunk, time completely reversed and the dock worker was sober and didn't drop the statue, releasing the djinn in the first place. I mean, he created a completely separate timeline. So the problem is twofold. Clearly can manipulate time and space, so Eric wishing to never been born would have sent ripple effects across the entire world. It should have made it that Morgana and the crew were never in the museum in the first place. So the movie should be over. But then on the other hand, if the people who say that the genie can twist wishes around however he wants, then this just means that the final wish in the first movie, which I actually liked and thought was clever, shouldn't have defeated the genie at all. She could have said, I wish so-and-so hadn't been drinking that day, but then the djinn can just have him smoke a bunch of crack instead and have the whole thing just happen anyways. Starting to think these movies aren't that well thought out. So the Wishmaster is being interrogated by a detective, and he confesses to robbing the museum all by himself.
You say you acted alone. You say you shot and killed 2 private security guards in the commission of a robbery.
That is correct.
Where's the gun?
I said I don't know.
Man, even an immortal genie can succumb to interrogation tactics. And the djinn keeps trying to get the cop to make a wish, but the cop's not having it.
Why don't you just tell me what you'd like? And I'll be happy to oblige.
Will you lying sack of shit? You give me nothing but horse shit!
Wish your job were a little more exciting.
Get this asshole out of my face.
It would be funny if this wasn't part of the Wishmaster's plan at all. Like, he just got flustered and confused by the policeman yelling at him, and now he faces capital murder charges, and nobody will make a wish so he can get out. And so since he's not at full strength yet, he just has to sit by helplessly as the trial drags on for years. Why did I waive my right to counsel?
Is that something you'd like?
Yeah. How about your tight little yuppie ass?
Okay, settle down, dude. This is just a holding cell for in-between court appearances. Like, the longest any of you has been in here is probably like an hour.
Make a wish.
All right, those are nice shoes you got there. What are they? Some kind of English shit?
What are you talking about? Even I can't turn that rambling nonsense into a wish. What is happening here? I need to get out of this place.
I want to walk right through the bars, man. Come on. Come on, Genie.
Even if you thought it wasn't real, why would you phrase it like that? Well, have fun being smushed in between the bars. Morgana is having a hard time dealing with her role in the heist, and she runs into her ex-boyfriend Gregory, who was a priest.
It's been a long time, Morgana.
Oh my god, that's her real name? I just thought it was a fake Reservoir Dogs style name just for the heist. The Wishmaster, and actually when he's in human form, I'm going to call him Nathaniel, because an immortal hell creature named Nathaniel is very funny to me. It's also funny how the djinn's main goal is to be free from his genie prison, and then gets immediately arrested and sent to human prison.
I'll be watching you, Wishmaster. Tinkerbell-looking mother.
I like how everyone acts like Nathaniel is some pretty boy who would get torn up in prison. Dude looks psychotic as hell. Like, he looks like the serial killer that all the other prisoners are afraid of.
Yo, man, are you tripping? Who the fuck are you?
I'm the Wishmaster.
Also, did he ever refer to himself as the Wishmaster before? A lot of firsts in this movie.
I make wishes come true.
You know, Nathaniel is just so desperate to grant wishes right now. My bed is right next to the toilet, and my cellmate defecates several times a day. I need to get out of this place. So this guy tells the Wishmaster that he wants to see his lawyer go f*** himself, and just then his lawyer shows up to see him. Like, I can think of no real ironic way for him to twist this. Like, it should play out exactly like it sounds. So this dude goes to see his lawyer and, oh man, this poor bastard. And his lawyer says that he found a loophole, and that with his connections at the DA's office, he should be able to get him out of jail.
With my connections at the police department and the DA's office, well, you know, I could...
Oh man, here we go.
God, okay, now we were talking...
Oh, good God, this is gonna be bad. Morbid curiosity is the only thing keeping me around at this point. I hope this man was the highest paid actor in this movie. If I find out he was paid scale, I'm gonna be pissed. Morgana is plagued by nightmares about the Wishmaster telling her to fulfill the prophecy, and she wakes up in the middle of the night and begins to search for Persian mythology on WebZap Services Incorporated, which of course got bought out and became Yahoo.com, and it looks pretty much the same to this day. And she immediately finds an article about the statue that held the fire opal, and she learns that the djinn was stopped by the king's alchemist, Wizard Jonathan, and trapped within the fire opal. I like how I have to search for hours to find behind-the-scenes stories about, like, Home Alone or some shit, but characters in movies can easily research weird events from hundreds of years ago. Nathaniel meets a prisoner named Osip, who wants to help the Wishmaster and basically be his familiar. So the Wishmaster's prison side business is booming, but he starts to interfere with this guy's prison business.
See, you've been spreading your hustle at my house.
Now, I don't know why this dude's so angry. I guarantee there is zero overlap in their enterprises.
Is there something you trade your soul for?
And I'm gonna shove my fist so far down your throat, you're gonna shit knuckles.
Really, Nathaniel? You're gonna gloss over that? That should definitely be interpreted as a wish. Like, someone just said the word freeze and you crafted a whole scenario around it. By the precedent that you set up, that is a wish. So come on, Nathaniel. Force this dude's fist down your own throat.
I just wanna get wasted. Stomped right into the ground.
Oh, you heard that one though, huh? So just then, his two cronies proceed to stomp him to the ground against their will. The guards know that Nathaniel had something to do with it, so they throw him in solitary confinement, which should then further derail his plan to gather souls. I really think Nathaniel's starting to crack in prison. Morgana is freaking out that she's dealing with an evil genie, so she convinces Gregory to go see Demarest at the prison, and Gregory thinks he's dealing with the devil. Gregory and Morgana do some more research on Bing, and learn that the djinn must gather 1,001 souls, which are then held in purgatory, but if the djinn fails, then all souls are freed. And if the djinn succeeds in gathering 1,001 souls, then he must find the human who woke him, and then grant them 3 wishes, and then the djinn can take over all of humanity. Basically the same as the first movie. The djinn can only be returned to his realm by someone who is pure, so Morgana then proceeds to return the stolen art and chop off her pinky. Don't know why she thinks that would work, but she definitely got that information from Ask Jeeves. Demarest runs out of souls at the prison and needs Osip to wish to walk out the front gate so they can both get out of there. But the guard begins harassing Nathaniel, and Nathaniel tries to get him to make a wish.
I wish I could slow dance with you for 1 minute alone. Compton style.
Okay. The djinn then wears the guard's skin as his own, and still has Osip wish to walk out the front gate.
Is it your wish to blow this popsicle stand?
Like, why do you need Osip? You're a guard now. You walk out the front door. Gregory knows Osip and knows which club he likes to frequent, and the club is owned by a Russian gangster named Mr. Pushkin, which, like Mr. Beaumont from the first movie, also an adorable name for a cat. These are my kitties. Mr. Beaumont and Mr. Pushkin. Osip takes the Wishmaster to Mr. Pushkin and tells him to ask for anything. And Pushkin wishes for the head of his enemy Mustafa, and so Nathaniel puts Mustafa's head on Pushkin's body. But Nathaniel still needs 800 more souls to complete his mission. And also, this time around, the Wishmaster appears to be a lot more wet than in the first one. It just sounds weird to say that. He's more moist? No. His supple body is glistening? Oh god, no. So this big soggy boy is just sopping. There we go. Morgana and Gregory go to the club, and Alsop says the only way to stop the Wishmaster is to kill Morgana, and he shoots her, but the bullets do nothing to her because she's under the Wishmaster's protection. So Morgana and Gregory find out where the Wishmaster is, and they prepare for the final battle to stop him. And Gregory did a search on Alta Vista and managed to find the exact incantation that the wizard Jonathan used to imprison the djinn like 1,000 years ago. And at the casino, the rules of these movies get stretched to their limits when Demarest just lets everyone win. I'm sure not all of them outright wished to win, nor was he in earshot when it happened, so how exactly does any of this work? It does work though, and the Wishmaster now has enough souls and just needs to grant 3 wishes for Morgana and he can take over the world. Morgana uses her first wish to make the djinn disappear forever.
A wish cannot change that which is eternal.
Okay. She then wishes for him to be back on the fire opal.
Any wishes pertaining to me are circumscribed by the prophecy.
But he's able to just say no. Gregory then grabs the fire opal and says the incantation that will put the Wishmaster back in the fire opal, but it just doesn't work for some reason. Gregory then tries to repel the Wishmaster with a cross, but then this gory R-rated sequel just casually shits on religion.
Into hell, Demarest!
Gotcha.
And the Wishmaster is unfazed and brings Morgana into the fire opal with him. And he has Gregory crucified just like Jesus. Is it sacrilegious if the movie really sucks? Morgana then wishes that Gregory be released, so the Wishmaster releases him from crucifixion and then releases him from life. In the wishing game, that's what's known as a twofer. So for her second wish, she wishes that there were no evil in the world, but he won't do that either.
You're wasting my time now, and you're pissing me off.
He's getting frustrated with her.
I can see how. This could get a little depressing in here, couldn't it? I know. What we need is a more wish-provoking environment.
The Wishmaster then realizes that his apartment is not a safe place for women, and so he transports her back to the casino floor.
Just wish I could see this nightmare come to an end.
And now the Wishmaster twists wishes in ironic ways, but when he grants this wish, it doesn't make any sense at all. At this point, the Wishmaster's just like, let's get weird with it like in the old days.
You just crapped out.
And this lady got off easy, actually. The Wishmaster tells Morgana that she can end this by wishing for anything.
$1 million. A bird's nest.
Does the genie just have no concept of what humans want or need anymore? Was a bird's nest ever something someone wished for? Like, it would have to be. Why else would he even think of that? Morgana then wishes that the man that she shot was alive again, thus making her pure and absolved of his murder, and she recites the incantation, and the djinn expels the souls of his victims. It gets trapped in the fire opal again, and end credits. So the Wishmaster is again trapped, and everyone gets a happy ending, except for this poor piece of shit. And oh dear God, you know what I just realized? This was the sexual content that they were referring to. God, this movie. And what's even worse for him is that people think that he was doing it on purpose. Like, if he survived, which seems impossible, he's just gonna be labeled a freak the rest of his life.